Hi everyone and welcome back to the free-to-play realm. Today I want to talk to you guys about ships, and specifically what ship to use when you enter G6. I use the Enterprise D, and there are a few reasons why I use it. So, as you can see, I was able to get it to tier 12. And the reason I was able to do it is because there's a certain route that you take between scrapping ships and building ships that I'm going to cover here that is going to allow you to get all the materials and all the ship parts you need to get it to tier 12. So at Op 65, this is still my primary ship. I'm able to kill level 68 FKR hostiles with this one, and I'm able to run G6 solo armadas with this one. So the way you get it to tier 12 is pretty simple actually. The Jellyfish is your best friend. The Jellyfish ship is very easy to obtain when you are definitely as a free-to-play and in lower levels. So the two main ways that you get the blueprints, one of them is from the Armada chests. You pull Armada chests and you get blueprints from there. Another one, if you're in an alliance that has a territory and chooses to activate the service to get Jellyfish blueprints, then you can buy them from there. Now you may ask, why do we care so much about the Jellyfish ship? It's a G4 ship, and when you're entering G6, you're not going to use it. Well, I'm glad you asked. This is why you want to scrap it as many times as possible. Because you are going to get to a point where you're putting in very little G4 materials and G4 ship parts, and you're going to be gaining from scrapping it a lot more than what you're putting in. So after you scrap maybe 2 or 3 of them, you're going to have enough that cycle just going to feed itself. Then the next step, after you finish scrapping Jellyfish and you have enough materials and G4 ship parts to keep feeding that cycle, you want to allocate some of them to the Enterprise A. The Enterprise A is the epic G4 ship that when you scrap it, it actually produces G5 materials and G5 ship parts that are going to feed into your Enterprise D. So after maybe 2, 3, maybe 4 Jellyfish scraps, you're going to be able to scrap the Enterprise A. Max it, put in all the materials and ship parts in it, and max it and scrap it. Once you scrap it, you're going to have G5 materials and G5 ship parts that are going to feed into this one. Now, another thing to keep in mind is when you reach G6, you basically graduated G5. And that's when you can pour in most of your G5 materials into this ship, because you don't have to use it for buildings anymore. You're still catching up on research, but most of the gas can go into this one. So I'm Op 65 and I'm approaching Op 66 probably in a month or less. And I'm still using this one as my primary ship for my day-to-day operations. I built the Minerva, but I kept it at tier 1. The reason I kept it at tier 1 is because that baby requires uncommon materials out the gate. Like we're talking about, to get it to tier 2, you need uncommon materials. And I need them for buildings. I need them for progression. Not to mention the Enterprise D outperforms the Minerva any day of the week. This is a tier 12 ship, so it means that it has all the underdeck slots available. So I could put in all 3 status effects under deck. The ship ability is very strong. Now the status effects in combination with the research tree gives you a lot of extra ISO damage overall that this ship just outperforms the Minerva. Now I still use the Minerva because it has good warp range, so it still has some uses, mainly for me, mainly for G6 solo armadas. So what I do is I send the Minerva and the Enterprise D. On the Enterprise D I have to put Grush on the bridge, so I get the warp range so I can get there. And I buff them, and then I can take care of solo armadas. So right now the solo armadas that I can beat is the 65 uncommon, the 64 epic, and 63 rare is super easy. I'm gonna test 66 rare very soon. So as far as warships, the Enterprise D is my recommendation because of that loop of the Jellyfish to Enterprise A to Enterprise D. That's why I chose this one over the other two, because you don't have this engine, this materials and ship parts engine like you do for the Explorers. Not to mention, we are playing a Star Trek game, so flying the classic Enterprise D, the signature ship of this franchise, heck yeah. Another bonus perk to keep in mind is once you get your epic ship, your Enterprise D, to tier 8 and above, that will upgrade your cube to tier 13 retroactively. So it means that if you didn't get your rare G5 and your uncommon G5 to tier 6, then it doesn't matter, because once you get your epic ship to tier 4 and then tier 8, you get all the upgrades that you need for your cube and saving all those mats that you didn't have to throw away. So this is my recommendation as far as warships. Thank you for watching. I hope you found this helpful. If you did, please subscribe, share the video. If you have any questions, comment below. You can also join my Discord server if you want to chat about anything more specific. And I'll see you guys on the next video.